All right, good morning and welcome to Wake Up Yoga. This morning, my name is Brian and I'm delighted to be here with you. On this morning, we'll do a little exploration of the breath and movement and rest in order to start our day. Remember a couple of things before we start. The first is remember our first guiding principle, which is support precedes action. So ensure that you have everything you need for your practice to be supported today. Blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chair, tissues, anything that will support you in your process. Please have it available and please utilize it as we move through the practice. Secondarily, remember that it is your practice. And so while I will be suggesting and inviting and offering some things from over here, ultimately, you are in the privacy of your own space by design, and that you are only required to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. So listen to the wisdom of your own body. Honor that wisdom by giving your body what it is asking for. Again, what I'm offering and suggesting and inviting are just that, offers and suggestions and invitations. So again, go back to our first guiding principle. Use your supports whenever you need to. Remember that at any point in the practice, our goal here is to be calm, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. So at any point that becomes not the case for you, at any point you lose your calm, you lose your steady, you lose your focused on the breath, then that point is time for you to stop or modify or come out of the posture or take any alternate posture or just reconnect with the breath and be present. So we will start by finding support preceding action, and then we will raise some gratitude and set our intention. And then we'll do some breath work, then we'll do some movement work, and then we'll uh, come into a guided rest, and we'll finish off in that deep integrative rest. So, all right, so with that, find yourself a supported posture, whatever that means to you, whatever that looks like for you. Take a moment to bring yourself into that. Maybe you're seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor underneath your knees, hip distance apart. Maybe you're seated on a mat or a cushion, cross-legged. In any event, whatever position you're in, whatever posture you're in, take a moment to feel into those parts of your body that are in contact with something, the floor, the chair, the seat. Wherever you have a physical sensation of connection, turn your attention to that physical sensation of connection. Feel into that support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then imagining that you could root through those places of support, extend roots down into the earth beneath you to hold you firm and fast as you lengthen up, lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the crown. Experiment with tucking and turning the head to feel the back of the neck release, feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And then holding the spine elongated and aligned, take a moment to feel into what shifts for you when you find support and elongate and align the spine. And then I'll invite you to come into the present moment by coming into your breath. Turn your awareness to your breathing. Find your inhale as it appears underneath your nasal passages. And begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Following the inhalation all the way into your body, wherever it may go without stress, strain, or exertion. Following the exhalation out of your body, letting go completely, emptying, completely releasing all that is no longer needed. And holding your awareness right there, be right there at the beginning of the next inhale, following that inhale in. And that exhale out. And continuing to hold your awareness on your breath, allow everything else to slip away. Feel into being present, supported, and breathing, and knowing that you're present, knowing that you're supported, and knowing that you're breathing. And then on your next inhale, I'll invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space, and to allow to arise in your heart space gratitude, a sense of gratitude, any one thing for which you are grateful here this morning. Perhaps for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever it is that arises for you when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor that gratitude in your heart space. And then finally, if you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, perhaps a simple intention to just keep your gratitude anchored or to just be right there with each inhale. And whatever your intention might be, take a moment now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening for the echoes of your intention, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you'd like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so now. As I say, Namo, Namaste. And then release the hands, lift the chin. Take a moment to make any adjustment to your posture you might need here and might want here, as we're going to be seated for a moment while we do a little breath work. So maybe a little movement with that breath. We'll begin to wake up here. We'll begin to wake up the body. So we'll begin with a very gentle movement. Take the hands to the knees and then gently inhale as you bring the torso forward. Rotating, making these little circles with your torso against your fixed hips. Either direction, doesn't matter. We're going to go both ways. So as you inhale, you come forward. As you exhale, you go back. Just a little rotation of the body here. It's waking up the body here gently. Moving from the diaphragm, tendency here to lead with the head. We just keep the head neutral and relaxed, and we're just moving from the diaphragm. Just gentle circles, just finding your breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back, simple movement, simple breath, simple practice. Good morning, greet the day. And then after your next rotation, stop and then reverse your direction. Still inhaling forward, exhaling back, but now rotating the torso in the opposite way and noticing those subtle differences from one side to the other. The organs are not fully symmetrical within the body. So we're just gently moving here, a little movement with breath. We are. Little waking up here, waking up the body by moving the spine. We're rotating the spine against the fixed hip girdle here. Maybe finding a little more space, maybe not. And then inhale, come back to center. Take a full inhale, regain that lengthened spine. Check in with your gratitude and your intention. Then bring your thumb and forefinger of your right hand together. Place them right between your brow point. When appropriate, the right thumb will block the right nostril. The right ring finger will block the left nostril. We're going to begin to inhale through the left nostril and exhale out the right nostril. Inhaling left, exhaling right. You can do this with mental awareness if you're not used to having your fingers up in front of your face, if that's awkward or uncomfortable for you. Just keep, just bring your mental awareness to the nostril and play as you inhale left and exhale right. Finding your rhythm and your pace for your breath in your practice. Nadi Shodhana, or a form of alternate nostril breath, a balancing breath, gently engaging and focusing on the breath, fully present. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Exhale out the right. Now we're going to switch. We're going to inhale through the right nostril and exhale out the left nostril. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Again, finding your rhythm, noticing the difference one side to the other. It might not be fully symmetrical, and that's as it should be. In all breath work, the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. The focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed. And if you're uncomfortable closing your eyes, as many of us are, just narrow your gaze to something not moving. Just look into that palm of that right hand or just beyond the tip of your right nose. Your right nose, just on the tip of your nose. Just be still, focused here on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Exhale to left, release the hand down. Let everything settle. And now we're going to breathe in and out through both nostrils. So take a full inhale. And exhale. Now, if you like, we'll begin to add a little diaphragmatic movement here, a little Bhastrika or bellows breath effect. Now, so on your exhale, just engage the diaphragm, pull back and down. On your inhale, let that diaphragm move out and up. Now, if you're pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, please do not pump the diaphragm. Just simply take long, deep yogic breaths, full inhale, complete exhale. Focused on the breath here. Again, body is still. Even though the diaphragm might be engaged, the body is still. Awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. Focus is at the brow point or beyond the tip of the nose, being very still, being very present, fully engaged here. The breath is our primary need and our most powerful tool. A little bit of breath work can go a long way to support our mental, emotional, physical, and psychological and spiritual well-being. We do these practices so that we can practice regulating our own mind states. And we do them in these safety and privacy of our own space so that we can learn what it is like to do that and then begin to take that off the mat when we go. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Gently retain this breath. Lift gently at the base of the spine and the pelvic bowl. Engage your root lock. Relax your shoulders. Gently bring your chin toward your chest. Engage your chin lock. Be very still. Notice what shifted for you. Notice your experience. Notice what it's like to wake up to yourself, to your breath, to your body in this moment. And as you exhale, release the locks, release the breath. Let the breath stabilize. Come back into your supported posture. Find your lengthened and aligned spine. Take a cleansing breath, full inhale. And complete exhale. Our next movement is a seated cat posture. So your hands will come either to your shins or to your knees or the top of your knees. The inhale will just gently arch the spine, the lower part of the spine. This might be a 1 or 2 inch movement for you. The heart will come forward a little bit. The crown will lift. The exhale will round the spine. We'll bring the chin toward the chest. Roll the hips under. Inhaling, exhaling through the nostrils. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round and release. So we're doing flexion and inflection of the spine. Arching on the inhale, a little subtle movement. Rounding on the exhale. Moving with your rhythm and your pace, your breath, your practice. I'm going to move the spine in all directions here this morning. We started by gentle rotations. Now we're doing flexion and inflection, or arching and rounding, and learning how to align the movement with the breath. If your hands are at your shins, I invite you to bring them out toward your knees, opening up the middle back. Maybe you can feel this arch and round now a little bit more up into the middle portion of the back. Maybe not. Just notice what you can feel. Be in your own experience here. Breathing and moving gently. Full inhales, complete exhales. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Gently retain this breath. Be very still. Feel into your own presence. Feel into your own supports. Feel into your own being. As you are ready, release your locks, release your breath. Our next breath. On the inhale, through the nostrils, the arms will rise up, palms facing each other, fingertips extended. Eyes might roll up, looking between the palms. On the exhale, out the mouth, we'll bring the elbows toward the ribs and drop the chin toward the chest. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhaling, extending up. Exhale, releasing down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Finding your rhythm and your pace and your breath in your practice. Engaging the prana shakti, the breath energy. fully present, fully engaged. On your next inhale, inhale up, lift and reach. Gently retain this breath. Be very still as you extend. And exhale, gently let the arms arc down to the knees. Release the breath, release the lock. Settle in, let the breath come and go. Stabilize in the breath, be very still. Notice your experience, notice what shifted for you. Our next movement will be to move the spine obliquely. So we're going to bring the hands across the body in front of the chest. So right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Lengthen and line through the spine. Inhale, get long. Exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to your right. Just a gentle movement here. The sits bones, the pointy bones at the base of the hip girdle, stay rooted and supported. We're just gently leaning or opening up the side body here. Keep the neck neutral. The head is just resting atop the spine. And we're just moving the spine side to side and opening up the side body. Inhaling to center, exhaling to one side. Inhaling back to center, exhaling to the other side. Couple more here. And come back to center. Inhale and gently retain the breath. Engage, gently lift the root at the base of the spine in the pelvic bowl. Engage your root lock. Shoulders are relaxed. Chin comes gently toward the chest. Engage the chin lock. Be very still. And then exhale, release the hands down. Take a cleansing breath here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Our next movement in breath, we'll do a combination movement here. So the arms will come up, the elbows will be at shoulder height. Palms will face forward, fingers are together. On the inhale, we simply rotate the torso to the left. On the exhale, we simply rotate the torso to the right. Very gentle twist here with the breath. Inhaling left, exhaling right, in and out through the nostrils. Very gentle, long, deep yogic breath. Just moving the spine with breath. This little twisting action here. Your rhythm, your breath, your pace, your practice. We do these simple movements to learn how to align the movement with the breath so that the breath is leading the movement. When the breath starts, the movement starts. When the breath stops, the movement stops. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Twisting open here. And inhale back to center. Gently retain this breath. Let everything settle. Notice. And as you are ready, release the hands, release the breath, release the lock. Take a moment here to stabilize your breath. Now, if you're not used to sitting for this length of time, take a moment to feel into any adjustments you may need to make or want to make to your posture so that you can maintain your support. So maybe if you're sitting cross-legged, you switch the cross of your legs. Maybe you let your legs come out, do a little weeble wobble of the legs. Just feel into whatever's required for you and reestablish yourself in your supported posture. All right. We're going to do a cooling breath here. So I love this breath. You get to be as silly as you want to be in this particular breath, remembering you're in the privacy of your own space. So the Shitali is a very simple breath. We're going to make the biggest cheese-eating grin that you can make. Teeth come together, mouth gets wide, and you're going to inhale over the teeth through the mouth. Hands are on the knee, the thumb and forefinger lightly touching. Gyan Mudra, Wisdom Mudra. Exhale is out the nose, down the front of the body, releasing a long, extended exhale. All right. Now, inhale over the teeth and salivary glands, the tongue. Exhale gently out the nose. Finding your rhythm and your pace and your breath and your practice. Body very still. Awareness on the breath, in over the tongue and back of the throat, exhaling out the nostrils. Focus at the brow point or just beyond the tip of the nose. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Gently retain this breath. Be very still. Let everything come to the center of your being. And exhale. Cleansing breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. We have one more movement here with the spine. This really isn't necessarily a spinal movement. We know the spine does not actually move up and down, but we're going to mimic that. Bring your hands to the top of your thighs, where you can feel your shoulders fully relaxed but supported. The inhale will simply lift the shoulders toward the ears. Now the tendency here is to scrunch in the back of the neck. And let's not do that. Let's just simply lift the shoulders toward the ears. And then on the exhale, we'll release the shoulders back down. So we're inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. Inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, shoulders go down. We're teasing a sort of vertical movement in our spinal column by moving the scapula, the shoulder blades up and down the spine. Finding your rhythm and your pace for your breath in your practice. Full inhale, complete exhale. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Being gentle with ourselves, waking up here, teasing energy up and down the spine. Yogis say we're only as old as our spine, and these practices keep our spine young. They keep the cerebrospinal fluid moving around the spinal column, up and down through the body, clearing the energy channels of the body, keeping us mobile and flexible. Inhale up. Gently retain this breath. And exhale, release the hands back to the knee, release the shoulders down, release the chin to the chest. Now, if you have any neck issues at all, simply experiment with gentle nods and turns of your head. Yes, no, no tension in my neck, Brian. Yes, Brian, I'm released and relaxed. Otherwise, we're going to do gentle neck rolls. So inhale the right ear to the right shoulder and the chin to the ceiling. Exhale the left ear to the left shoulder and the chin to the chest. So either gentle neck rolls in one direction or simple nods and turns of your head, just gently being very gentle on the neck. The neck is the narrowest portion of the body. All of those from the spinal column portion of the body, and all of your nerves come down through that little narrow space there. So we want to be very kind to ourselves here. One more in this direction. And then if you're doing neck rolls, just simply reverse your order. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin to ceiling, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest. Continue. If you're doing nods and shake, then up and down, then yes, just continue that gently. Very, very gentle here. Moving with the breath. Hmm. One more in this direction. Back to center. Inhale the chin. Take a breath. Sigh it out. And then make your way off of your cushion if you're on a cushion, or you're working from a chair this morning. Just maintain your posture in your chair, but we're going to begin to extend the legs. So I'll turn sideways here, maybe you can see this a little better. So extend the legs into our staff posture here, Dandasana. And maybe just pedal the knees a little bit, flex the toes and ankles, get a little movement there if you're feeling particularly stiff from that seating. And maybe bring your hands next to you next to your hips and press into the palm to lengthen the spine, and keeping the spine lengthened, pick up the hands. And then let your hands fall to your thighs or your knees or your shins or your ankles or your yogi toe lock perhaps, or maybe you can even reach over your toes, whatever your place of support, where the elbows are relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. And as you inhale, keeping the spine straight here, lengthen and find your full extension. And then as you exhale, just hinge right here at the hip girdle, little hinge. So this might just be a couple of inch movement here if you're like me and you're old and stiff and inflexible and you just can't, but you're just gently teasing the body up by hinging at the hip girdle. Inhaling up, exhaling down. The spine stays long, the chin stays in relationship to the sternum, back is flat. We're just teasing open the hips a little bit. Very gentle movement here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Moving with your breath. On your next inhale, inhale up, full inhalation. And this time as you exhale, come to your fullest extension, and then as you reach your full extension, go ahead and release the chin toward the chest, rounding the upper back. Relax your elbows. Tendency here for a lot of us is we want to use our arms to pull. So let's see if we can release any tension in the hands and arms, elbows down, and just breathe here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach long past your feet. Slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Exhale, release the hands down. Bring the right knee in toward the ceiling and the right heel in toward the hip. And then let that right knee fall open so that the inside of your right foot is against your left ankle, left calf, or left thigh, not the knee. Just find that place where you have some freedom for that right knee to go down. Maybe take your support, your block, and place it underneath your right knee for support here. Inhale, take the arms up, out over that extended left leg. Exhale, just hinge forward and let your arms drop. You're bringing your forehead in the direction of your knee. And then when you find your fullest extension, if you find that your forehead doesn't quite touch your knee, go ahead and bend the left knee till you find the place where the forehead does touch. And then just release and breathe. Full inhale. Complete exhale. This is forehead to knee posture. So you can go ahead and bend that left knee as much as you need to. Bring that knee right between your brow point. Arms are relaxed and released. Breathing here. Inhale here. Exhale here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. On your inhale, reach long past your foot. Slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Release your hands. Take your hand to the outside of your right knee. Bring the right knee back up toward the ceiling and then extend the right leg long. Take a moment to reestablish your posture. Find your supports. Maybe pressing the hands again, feeling that length in the spine. We're going to move to the other side. So bring the left knee in toward the ceiling, the heel toward the hip. And then when you find your length, go ahead and release the left knee open, bringing the inside of the left foot against the right thigh, right ankle, right shin. Maybe taking your block to support yourself underneath that left knee. Extend out long, arms rise. Exhale, hinge forward over that right leg. And again, you're bringing your head toward your knee. And if you're like, where you get to your fullest extension, if your knee is not quite touching your head, then bring the knee toward the forehead. Noticing one side may be very different. Again, the organs are not fully symmetrical in the body. And so it may be very different on this side. And then find once you found that connection between the knee and the head, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, reach long past the foot. Slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. And exhale, release the hands. Take the hand to the outside of the left knee. Bring the left knee up and release the legs. Now bring both knees in and roll down onto your back. Take a moment here to bring your hands down by your sides. Make an adjustment with your heels in relation to your hips to find that place where you feel your lower back on the mat. Walk your feet out towards the wide side of your mat. Let your knees fall together. Take your arms out 60 to 90 degrees. Create space. Inhale, get long through the crown. Feel the lower spine on the mat. Exhale, let both knees drop to the right. Inhale, come back to center, knees touching. Exhale, both knees fall to the left. So a little windshield wiper action here with the knees, working with the breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, one side. Very gentle twist here. So we're reversing the movement here as we started with the torso or spine moving against the fixed hips, we're now working to twist open the hips against a fixed spine. The spine is on the mat, supported, and we're breathing gently. We move through our practice. Just opening up a little bit, releasing any tension might have built up in the lower spine. One more in each direction here. Inhale back to center. Walk your feet back towards each other. Bring the heels closer to the hips. Bring the hands down on the sides. Press into the feet. Rotate the thighs toward each other, keeping the knees in parallel. Feel as if the knees are moving away from the face. As you press into the feet, you may feel your buttocks, your pelvic bowl, the bottom of your buttocks begin to roll and lift off the mat. Continue to press into the feet. Feel the buttocks actually lift off the mat. Continue to press and roll, rolling up into the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. This is our bridge posture here. Breathe in. No weight in the head or neck. Just finding this. Now, the tendency of the knees here is to flail open, so continue to rotate your thighs inward, keeping the knees in parallel. Lift the belly button toward the sky. Press into the feet. Feel that length. Wonderful posture here. Remember to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Gently roll back down one vertebra at a time, and then bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and squeeze just below your knees, and maybe rock a little side to side. Release any tension that might have built up there in the transverse or the QLs, the SI joint, top of the buttocks. Maybe rotate your hips one direction and then the other. We'll release here. I'm going to add a little movement here. Keeping the spine long, extend the left leg. Right knee comes in toward the chest. So let's take a moment here to just find that opening. Bring your hands to your right shin or your right knee and bring that right knee toward your right armpit. Extend through your left heel and then flex your left toes away, and then just relax the left foot. And feel that opening across your hip girdle. Now your hands will come down by your sides, palms down. If you need or want additional support, you can bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones or even the back of the palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, just switch. Extend the right leg. Now then bring your hands to your left knee or left shin. Bring that left knee toward your left armpit and extend through your right heel. Then flex your right toes. Feel that length across the hip girdle here on this side. Breathe in and breathe out. And now release your hands back down again. Find your supports here. We're just going to move with the breath here. So as you inhale, you'll switch, extending one leg and bringing the other knee in. And as you exhale, you'll switch again. So we're beginning to piston legs, moving with the breath. Now experiment with this and feel into how, if you need more support or want more support, the higher you take your legs, the angle of your legs, the more spinal support you get. So if you take your legs straight up toward the ceiling, you may feel the entire spine supporting you. If you drop your legs a little bit to maybe pointing where the wall and your ceiling come together, you'll begin to feel how each little bit of, maybe you drop your legs halfway up your wall, or maybe you like to just take your legs straight out, just hovering above the mat. The lower the legs, the more you're engaging through the hip girdle, through the core. Wherever your legs are, remember that the lower spine is on the mat. So a tendency is for the lower spine to arch a little bit here. So let's maintain our posture so that we prevent that. And we're just moving with our breath here. Inhale both legs out. And exhale, release the heels, let the toes fall open, turn the palms up. Take a breath. Sigh it out. Cleansing breath here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Take the legs to the ceiling. Again, hands next to the hips, underneath the sits bones, or underneath the SI joint. Press through the right leg. Inhale here. Hold the right leg high as you exhale. Lower the left leg till it's just hovering above that. Inhale the left leg back up. Exhale, lower the right leg. So scissor kicks. Moving with your breath here. Feeling the full support of the spine on the mat. If you'd like, you can do both legs at once. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Or you can alternate both legs, then one leg. Waking up here this morning. Waking up, we woke the spine up. Waking up the hip girdle. Woke up the lungs, nasal passages, throat. Fully engaged here. Fully aware. Couple more here. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the knees to the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze. Rock a little side to side. Maybe rotate the hips in one direction and then the other. And let's twist this out now. All right, so bring the feet to the mat near the hips. Extend the right leg long. Take the right leg toward the ceiling. Reach up behind the right leg. Pull the right knee toward the face. Create that space across your hip girdle and then cross the right leg tightly atop the left. So press the back of the right thigh into the top of the left thigh. Take your arms out. Create a little space. Inhale here. Exhale, let both knees fall over to the left gently, and then look over your right shoulder. Keep your right shoulder down and relaxed. Opening in this twist, breathing in across that long extension around the front of the body, breathing down into that lower right back hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here. And exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Take the right leg high, reach up and behind the right leg and just pull it toward the face, create space, and then release the right leg long. And then bring the right knee back to the ceiling, right heel toward the hip, extend the left leg. Take the left leg high, reach up behind the left leg, pull the knee toward the face, create that space, and then cross the left thigh tightly atop the right. Arms out, create space. Inhale here, get long through the crown. Exhale, let both knees drop over to the right while looking over that left shoulder And again, left shoulder's relaxed and down. Knees are moving. There's nowhere to go here. You're already here. Just allow weight of the legs and gravity to do the work here. If you have a thought, maybe it's that the knees are moving away from the face, feeling that opening across the front of the body, breathing into that lower back, left hip, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale the knees back to center. Take the left leg high, reach up behind the left leg, pull the left knee toward the face, and then extend the left leg long. Extend the right leg long to join it. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms down. Maybe you bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones. Maybe you bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint. Maybe you lift your legs 6 inches. Maybe you extend through the crown. Maybe you lift your crown 6 inches. Maybe you lift your shoulders 6 inches. Maybe you lift your arms, coming into your plank posture here, if you like. Our last dynamic movement here, being fully engaged, fully involved. Press the toes away, lengthen through the crown, lift the shoulders, lift the legs, coming up towards your boat posture. Breathe in here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Slowly release everything to the mat. Let your toes fall open. Let your heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Palms come to your hips. Palms up. Crown gets long. Relax that soft spot at the back of the skull. Make sure your lower spine is on the mat, so tilt your pelvic bowl. Feel the lower spine supported. And then as you settle into release here, take a moment to provide yourself with any additional supports that you may want in this posture. You're done. Be done. Maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl. Maybe you have a bolster. Anything that'll provide you perhaps 1% more support. Bring that to bear and then settle in and let go. Allow yourself to be done. You're done. Release completely, release any shaping of the body, of the mind, or of the breath. Feel what it is like to release. Feel the full support of the backside of your body. Feel yourself held gently by gravity. Maybe cocooned, maybe even caressed or hugged. Feel the full presence of yourself in your space. Feel the glow and energy of your practice and the release of any conversation, analysis. Just allow yourself to be in this moment. Feel what it is like to be fully engaged in this moment, just as you are. Check in with your gratitude and your intention that you set earlier. Just notice, gentle curiosity, no questioning, no analysis. Just notice what it is like to be at rest. Maybe allow yourself to honor yourself for giving yourself this moment to rest. This time out from your busy life, from the constant need to be something, somewhere, somehow. this moment of freedom from the demands of the mind and the society and the culture and the family and our egos, this moment of just being, allowing yourself to let go completely and just feel supported in your space. This gift you've given yourself of your practice and the effects of your practice. This opportunity to rest is an opportunity to integrate the effects of our practice into our being, into the cells, into the soul, into the self. Take a moment now. Feel into what it is like to just be just as you are, perfectly imperfect in this moment, in the stillness and silence of your own space. If perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately turn your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to take a full inhalation and begin to reconnect with your body, perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, maybe rotating your wrists and your ankles. On your next inhale, as you like, continue to reacclimate to your body. Maybe a long good morning stretch, extending the arms overhead, pressing the toes and heels away. Maybe any movement that you feel is appropriate to reacclimate to your body. Take a moment now to just feel into this reconnection, reestablishing your full connection with your body. And then finding your way as you're ready, and only as you are ready, working with your breath, finding your way back to your supported seat, whatever that looks like for you. And as you reestablish yourself in your seat, reconnect with your supports, the physical sensation of connection of whatever part of your body's in contact, reconnect with that support, root back into that support, lengthen your spine. Align the spine, check the release at the back of the neck, and float your hands once again to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And I invite you to perhaps find one more thing for which you are grateful here this morning. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I am honored to be here, truly. And in closing, I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like, as long as you can. And when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.